everyone, it's me, Amari Jasz. Welcome back to my YouTube session, or my YouTube video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about how to pursue fashion design without getting a college degree. If you're interested, keep watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on those post notifications, and as always, and a whole booklet of notes because I don't plan on letting you girls down with the information. So I don't like to waste time because time is of the essence. So let's get right into it. Number one, learn the craft independently. And the way that you can learn the craft of fashion design without going to a school, paying thousands of dollars that you may or may not have, is through a multitude of ways. But number one, as you're watching me on YouTube University. Watch tutorials for sewing, draping, and sketching. YouTube is literally the best resource for anything because you have the ability to just gain knowledge through video form for free. Yeah, you may have to hunt through certain pages, certain flubs, certain advice to get to the truth, but at least you have an entire platform that you don't have to pay for. You can just search up fashion design, draping, there's so many things. You can literally search a whole curriculum and search the curriculum topics into a YouTube search bar, and just a multitude of videos. You can just watch them, take notes on them, and that's, it's crazy. That's how I learned how to take care of my natural hair and just about body care and hygiene and everything. That was through YouTube. I got a whole booklet dedicated to natural hair, wash day, high porosity, low porosity, just everything under the sun regarding natural hair. That's a whole different topic, but still, don't underestimate YouTube. It's a free source. Use it. Secondly, free and affordable platforms like Skillshare, Udemy, and Coursera. So me, I have a personal relationship with Coursera because I love learning. I love courses, I love reading, I love just growing myself, in any way that I can. And Coursera, they have a lot of amazing courses on there. This ain't a sponsored video, babe, but they do. I remember one time, just a few years ago, they had a course from Parsons, the new school. They had a course from the business of fashion. It was something. They have a lot of courses on there. They have business courses on there. They have fashion design courses, fashion by design, so many courses on there. And some of them, it's either two options. It's free, or they got another option where you got to pay for it. Or you can do the whole course, and then at the end you won't get the certificate, but you'll be able to have access to the entire course, or you got to pay $50. It's one of those things. But Skillshare is another one. And I know some of you guys may have heard of Master Class. Master Class is a short little mini little course or whatever about whatever the topics that person is a master in. And I like Master Class. It's a good little platform. I never used it because it was $200 to $500, but I love Coursera because it was free. They have a multitude of different things. You can even get a full-blown degree on Coursera, so I love that platform. And another way you can get into fashion design is by practicing, by upcycling clothes and thrifting. So I feel like that's with everything. The best things that you can try and practice on the things you have in your own wardrobe, whether that is thrifting or upcycling, changing it from a skirt to a t-shirt, from a t-shirt to a dress, from a dress to pants, from pants to a handbag. Just playing around with different things with the resources that you have in your own home, wardrobe, family, friends, just using what you have. I've seen some crazy stuff. I've seen people go, but that's buying stuff. I've seen people go to Target, buy a long throw blanket and turn that into a Velcro outfit. So one thing that I feel for me, a really good thing about growing up in poverty or growing up poor is being extremely creative and resourceful, because you have no option. You can either just be oh, I don't got this, I don't got that, or you could take what you do got and make the most out of it. And I feel like that's the same type of attitude that is with the basis of everything that I'm going to be talking about today. Is just figuring out a way around the way. You can't go to fashion school for whatever reason. If it's too much, it's too expensive. Everything that they offer in fashion school, find a way to get that in real life. Fashion school offers you courses. You can get courses, you can read. Majority of it's reading, taking the test, and doing a specific project on whatever topic that they're saying. You can do that on your own. Next thing, study fashion theory and history. And this, I'm gonna put my little notebook down because I have a little bit to say about this. So many people, fashion designers and fashion professionals and fashion and content creators, are very ignorant when it comes to fashion history. A lot of them don't know the history of fashion. A lot of them don't know just what this specific period means to this. They just are very ignorant. I mean, they're just very ignorant about the fashion industry completely. They may know like Gossip Girl and Sex in the City. Do you know the costume designer of Sex in the City? Do you like anything that they pretend that they know about and that they're educated about? If you ask them a question on it, they have no idea, which is why like I don't really care for all of the think pieces that be on YouTube or like TikTok, because it's not based on any actual factual nothing. To be honest, it's like they just talk and there's nothing really of substance behind. They can't show you, they can't put no receipts, they can show you an archive piece, you know, some type of source. Nothing, is just gibberish. So one thing that I think will set you apart from a lot of people that are entering into the fashion industry is genuine knowledge about the industry. Study what you are going into, no matter what it is, but especially fashion. That will set you apart, because a lot of those girls just went to fashion school maybe for aesthetics and for cute, but they can't tell you nothing about nothing. So educate yourself. Books from the library are free. Watching YouTube documentaries. I love documentaries. Even the September issue, that's just a cutesy documentary. But watch documentary about influential people in the fashion industry, whether that's from the editorial side in the magazine, whether that's photographers, whether that's designers, whether that's models. Understand their story, what set them apart, and what did they bring to the fashion industry. And yeah, so just make sure you're very well versed in that, because that's going to grow, you know, your perspective and a group, you know. So say someone's like, oh, what's your opinion on this? You will have more to say, you will have more to input, because you have a wealth of knowledge, versus if you were a wealth of knowledge you're just from the 21st century. So yeah, read fashion books and magazines. And obviously that's what I said, read fashion books. Of course, I love fashion books. They're just amazing. I love fashion books. And magazines, I would say less magazines. I would say look at magazines for inspiration and just to be up to date, but not as a true source of knowledge and growth, because a lot of it is just filled with ad campaigns and just, like I said, this is me personally, irrelevant think pieces. So I wouldn't look to a fashion magazine. And certain magazines, like for me, I love ID, Chef's Kiss. I love the editorials. I love Interview Magazine. I even love Galore Magazine. There's a lot of magazines out there that I love for their editorial spreads. That's something you should be training your eye to interpret. Training your eye to interpret, training your eye to be familiar with the editorial, the different styles that are out there, and being able to interpret them to anybody. And being able to understand what that artist or what that person was trying to articulate to the audience. So if you see this editorial shoot, you can tell, okay, it's giving this type of vibe, it's giving this type of energy, like, and just be able to, you know, even identify the pieces. To be honest, this is from a Jean Paul 2003 collection. The model was so and so. The set looks like it was here in a certain city. Da 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 da. And the vibe and the mood is giving XYZ. Being able to have a well thought opinion, you know. So yes, I would say look at magazines for inspiration and just to keep the updates and what's going on in the industry, but not necessarily for education. In terms of education, stick to books, stick to documentaries, and try to connect with people, or even stay engaged with people on social media who, you know, you can tell got some sense and really know what they're talking about. Watch designer interviews, McQueen, Galliano, Virgil, etc. I do that too. Designers are so in tune with themselves and with their vision and with their identity, and a lot of them truly know who they are, and they truly have a passion and adoration for fashion, and they're knowledgeable too. You can't be a dummy working in the fashion industry. Even for me, whenever I hear La Roche speak, like, you can tell he's engulfed in the industry. You can tell he, like, there's a gallery in his head, like when he sees a certain piece, there's so many things flicker off in his brain. And that just comes from training your eye, studying the industry, studying the past collections, being able to interpret those collections. And yeah, that's pretty much what it boils down to. So watch all of the interviews from every designer that you love, study their collections, stay in the loop of their current collections and what they have going on, participate in fashion from a unique point of view. I feel like nowadays, I need to stop getting out sidetracked, but nowadays I feel like so many people are, they think, I hate to say not followers, but they think they're not being followers, but they are being followers. They're being kind of forced to, if I'm a fashion person, I should wear this, I should dress this, I should be this. Like, even for me, how I'm dressed right now, some people say, she really fashion? She's not wearing like 50 nose piercings and 1,000 gold accessories and chunky jewelry, and her hair's not in some intrinsic updo. Like, fashion is literally who you are. That's it. So the more you get in tune with who you are, the more you will find your fashion identity. And again, you can indulge in fashion. Fashion is supposed to be fun. It's not a competition. Shouldn't be classist. It shouldn't be all that. But just be wary of the fashion polices and the people who try to dictate and tell you what you should and should not be doing, especially when you're trying to find your voice as a designer. Just stay in tune with you and what feels good for you. That's what I would recommend. Stories behind major fashion houses. Yes, very important. Even for me, as I was growing and learning, and I learned a lot because of the videos that I produce when I'm doing my research and seeing how a lot of these people are all, you know, connected, especially when I found out who LVMH was. And then for the longest, I didn't even know Miu Miu was connected to Prada. Another topic, you know, and I know a lot of designers at the time when I first got into the industry. This is your reign, this is your playing field. If you want to be taken seriously, you want to be taken as someone who was not only well versed in the industry, they produce from that, like they make collections from a place of understanding and knowing, you know, versus them not knowing. And that's the same thing you see like with musicians, or especially in the rap industry. A lot of rappers are musicians. They come up and they don't care about the past rappers. They don't care about the people who paved the way for them. They don't care about the impact and what their role is and what space they're coming in as a new person, you know, in said industry. And they don't really last because it's not rooted in passion. It's not rooted in admiration for this industry or the art forms. Rooted in, I just want to make money, I just want to get a check, and that's why they don't last. They be in and out. And think about people like Beyonce, you know, you could tell she adores making music. She loves making music. That's her passion. That's what she's into. That's her art form, and you see it in everything that she does. So that's the same thing when it comes to fashion and being a designer. Be knowledgeable about the industry that you're getting into, have a unique perspective, be open-minded, understand the previous designers and how they've paved way or maybe even influenced you in ways you didn't even know. Build your personal brand early. Post your design journey on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And a thing that we new people, as Gen Z, if you're not even Gen Z, it's cool, us new people have that a lot of people back in the day don't have is exposure. We have free access to exposure to millions of people through our cellular device. All you have to do is film. You can do it in a high production way, in a low budget way, but all you have to do is film and share your work. No one is going to see you. I mean, you can, but there's nothing wrong with promoting yourself, promoting your brand, and getting yourself out there. I feel like so many people think it's like they're adding some type of mysteriousness to themselves by not promoting themselves, by not treating themselves like a brand or a business like they are. But then they'll turn around and be mad, you know, when someone else who probably don't give a shit about, excuse my language, probably don't give a shit about fashion at all, and they're sitting front row at Chanel show. Or they have a cover of Vogue, or they're at the Met Gala. Why? Because notoriety and brand awareness is value, is currency, and it means a lot more than how detailed and how artistic you are. If you can't bring customers, if you don't have a brand, if you don't have a community, you have nothing. So utilize TikTok, utilize Instagram, and build a brand for yourself. That will give you leverage more so than you know. And another like ideas for content is like you show your process videos, sketches, style inspo, whatever. Just use it as like a visual like diary that you can use for your artistic vision. Some people have separate pages, some people use their personal page, whatever. Just get your brand going, get your your stuff going, because say someone do see you like in person walking by, like an art director or like a senior designer, and they want to bring you onto their project and they want to see more of your work and you have nothing to show except like a photo book, or not photo book, or like something that you got under your bed at home. Like, no, keep it professional, keep it classy, so people take you seriously. Be consistent with your aesthetics and your storytelling, and that goes back to understanding who you are. Once you understand, and of course we all change, no one's gonna stay in one aesthetic forever. We're all constantly evolving, constantly changing, constantly going through metamorphosis. However, I know what to expect when I see a Tom Brown collection. I know what to expect when I see a Michael Kors collection. I know what to expect when I see Chanel. Every once in a while it may change, you know, the vibe may change here and there, but at the end of the day it's still very much Chanel. So while you're in your beginning stages, it's obviously okay to experiment with different aesthetics, different ideals, different mediums. However, hone in your brand, so when people know you, they know what to expect, they know the vibe. And once you do that, you can start building a target audience, you can start building a community, right? But if you don't really have a clear identity, they don't really know what to expect from you, they don't really know who you are. So yeah, once you find out who you are, that will easily, and you be unapologetically yourself, that will automatically spread out in your everything that you do, and especially in the art that you're creating. Experiment with design. Make capsule collections or mini drops. I love this idea. There's this book, it's like 100 projects, 200 things that fashion designers do, whatever. I'm probably going to search in here. It's a really, really, really cool book, and it has multiple different like projects that people can do. I love it. Love the concept of mini things, because you should always be working. Yeah, you may not be paid. Yeah, you may not be like getting a whole bunch of traction. Maybe it may not be thousands of people waiting on you to drop your collection, but you're still working. Like even me, I think about with my channel or whatever, like it took over 400 videos of 400 tries of me editing, 400 tries of me gathering media, researching whatever, and playing on YouTube to where I'm comfortable with what I'm doing, to where I'm familiar with what I'm doing. Multiple trials and errors, and plus it's building your work, it's building your catalog, it's building your portfolio. Same thing as a designer. Keep doing those mini jobs, keep doing those mini collaborations, those photo shoots, the editorial photo shoot, the product photo shoot, running those campaigns, you know, designing, creating, all that. It's all in building your brand, building your portfolio, and building your expertise, and you're just getting sharper. Each collection you're getting sharper, where you should be. Digital design apps like Canva, Procreate, and Close. And I recommend that just because it's good. If you're trying to get employed, everybody is doing things on digital. We know that. Everyone knows that AI exists, AI is here, AI is not, you know, going anywhere anytime soon. So it's best to just be ahead of the curve, be familiar with that, because it's just going to be adding like more skills to your toolkit, more different ways that you can articulate yourself. You know, you're not just limited to this notebook, you're not just limited to some software or whatever. You are up to date with the industry standard, and you're creating on there as well. Collaborate with photographers, stylists, or models in your city. Good way, of course, to build connections, network, and just create, because you may not have the budget to hire this fabulous New York designer. You just got to use so-and-so who's in your neighborhood who got a camera and be able to make the most out of it. And sometimes I feel like those are where the best things come, versus then the highly productionized like setup. But yeah, collaborate with people in your community, get well versed in your community. You never know who's there. Like, even for me, I always thought like I had to go to New York. That's the only way I can have a successful career in fashion is if I'm living in New York, because they have all these opportunities. Who said that was the case? Who said I have to be there, or I have to do that? YouTube is free, TikTok is free. If I don't have to go there to be able to create these opportunities for myself. I have online web, and I have the people in my community. So yeah, use the people that are in your community. You'd be surprised how many people love and adore fashion just like you. And like I said, create a digital portfolio. I scout for people to interview on my channel, whether it's a costume designer, a fashion designer, fashion editor, basically anybody who's working in the fashion industry. I scout through various mediums, but the main thing that keeps me actually in touch with somebody is them having a legitimate website. Please, darling, if you are a fashion professional, have a website with your portfolio and your contact information, and maybe try to avoid having the little chat boxes. Actually have like an email address, preferably a business email address, where collaborators, business people, anybody can reach you and contact you and see what you offer. It just takes you to the next level. And like I said again, makes you look like you're taking yourself seriously and you're, ready to be in the industry. And in there, include your mood boards, include your sketches, include 2 minimum full journeys of a collection, from the original thought, from the mood board, from the sketches, from the tech back, from everything. 2 of those full process, and then 2 of like your mini, and just keep it up to date. Stay active on there. You can use free websites, but to be honest, a lot of them don't be free. They be saying they're free for the first couple weeks, and then you gotta pay. This is $2.99, $4.99, or $14.99. That's a price you gotta pay. That's a price you gotta pay. Sell your designs. There's a lot of ways you can sell your design, whether that's on Shopify, whether that's on Etsy. I love Etsy. Just sell your design, start making money from your stuff. I know a lot of people think I need to reach this point to be able to reach this point, to be able to reach this point. No, you are a brand. You're designing fashion to sell to customers to make money, correct? So you need to create a storefront of some sort to be able to have customers purchase your things. Nobody wants to email you to purchase something. Make it convenient for your customers. And just honing yourself, like, yeah, you're an artistic, individual, but you also are running a business. And you can do that a multitude of ways: pop-up shops, markets, and offering custom made to order pieces. That's very popular. But at least have just like some basic pieces on your website, and your website is up to date, and so people can see your portfolio. It just makes it easy for everybody, for you as well. Local fashion events, shows, and art meetups. It is so popular. You don't really know who's out there if you spend majority of your time nowhere near that industry. You don't know what communities there are. I didn't even know there's like so many people in my town that I live in. It's like so many organizations, so many fashion shows that are going on, and you have to get out there. You have to let people know who you are, what you're about, and you never know what can come out of it, only than just posting your stuff online. I like to do in-person things as well, because I want people to know who I am in real life, outside of this screen. Next thing, join a fashion Discord, Clubhouse rooms, and Facebook groups. That's a very popular suggestion. I like that idea, but sometimes I feel like there'd be a lot of like random people promoting their whatever it is business that don't be having nothing to do with fashion, and sometimes I feel like it don't be generating authentic conversation. So I would say check them out. Some of them may interest you, some of them just be like flooding your feed. So to each his own with that. And back to the main thing, treat it like a business. Learn the basics of branding, marketing, and prices, especially prices. I feel like so many people just hack up the prices because of the time. They don't know shit about business, and then that's why they don't be selling. So be realistic. Not saying realistic has to be $2 or $25. Be realistic to the time, the energy, and the material that you're putting in the industry standard, and what your demographic or the people that you're targeting can actually afford and would actually pay for that piece that you're selling. Next thing is keep receipts, track spending, and stay organized. Please stay organized. Taxes and finances for a lot of people is an uncomfortable topic. They don't like to talk about it. They just like to but that's everything come down to paperwork. Everything do. So to make it easier for you, just make sure it's all organized. Be patient and stay inspired. At the end of the day, my ethos that I like to live by is, well, not ethos, but my mantra that I like to live by is, one, obviously I know fashion is forever and fashion is meant to be fun. So many people take fashion, especially people on TikTok, God, it'd be so annoying. So many people take fashion too seriously. Fashion is meant to be something that makes you feel like a goddess, makes you feel like a star, makes you feel beautiful, makes you feel sexy, makes you feel like who you really are in the inside. And it shouldn't be too serious. It shouldn't be too restrictions. It shouldn't be, I can't wear this. It looks like this, or I feel like it looks like. Who gives a shit? You like it. You want to wear it. You want to promote it. There's 8 billion people on this world. Somebody gonna like it. Somebody's gonna wear it. You just gotta be confident and unapologetically in, believing in what you're promoting and what you're creating. And keep doing that. Stay consistent. Consistency is everything. Consistency is everything. Stay consistent in what you're doing. Invest in your craft when you make money. Don't spend recklessly. Don't get caught up in aesthetics. Just be diligent, stay down, and eventually you'll be exactly where you want to be. So, as always, I love you guys. I hope you learned and got some insight on how to start your journey in learning fashion design without going the traditional route, if that's just not realistic for you. I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and yeah.
Exclusive content and special perks. Join my Patreon today and become part of an even closer community. For just $4.99, my bronze members get a special bronze kiss badge, 2 live videos a week, early access to my new videos, and exclusive discounts on my merch. That's 65% off. Upgrade to silver for $9.99 and get member shoutouts, 4 exclusive videos every month, custom wallpapers, and exclusive GIFs and emojis to use in your live streams. Gold members, you get a custom emojis to use during videos and streams, plus a free birthday gift. Show off that gold kiss badge in style. Feeling extra? Go platinum for $19.99 and be subscriber of the month with shoutouts, a video of your choice posted, and a free gift with every new launch of merch. So what are you waiting for? Pick your level and join my Patreon today for exclusive perks and all the behind the scenes fun. Can't wait to see you there.